Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our bold analysis. I want to introduce a feature here. I want to call it the bold newspaper review. Of course, it's just another extension we are making. I know most of us, apart from what we analyze, also want to know what is the papers reporting, because the print media also plays a very critical role in what we call agenda setting theory. They set a conversation, rather tone, of how the day would look like. So I have, of course, for the start, I will start with the Daily Nation and the Standard, and I believe that with time, and we are also going to find opportunity to make sure that we can bring all the others, including the Star. Now, if you check this table here, it's a very open table. I've actually opened it for you because I know many people are asking for what exactly is the plan. Now, this table is for you to put up that brand here so that as we do the analysis, your brand can get that visibility. And of course, we know that we'll review it, so it will still make it bigger. So you can reach out with that advertisement, and to wake hapa, we put that tissue there, we put something, and of course, we also give brands visibility. Now, Daily Nation is speaking about a man who owes Kenya 40 billion. That is on page, the headline story is on page 10 of the Nation. That's a very interesting story, because what is it is that in 1993, Cyrus Jirongo went to a Kenya lender known as the Post Bank Credit and borrowed 2.7 billion in 1993, and that money he used a collateral, 2 parcels of land here in Nairobi, and that money has ballooned to 40 billion. That loan has ballooned to 40 billion. The interesting bit is how a bank will borrow him 2.7 billion, which was almost half of the Kenyan budget by then. So someone borrowed half of the Kenyan budget. Yes, that is on page number 2. It is this story. It is this story that was linking Murade and Atuoli. Recently, they were interviewed. I think they were summoned by the ESCC. Now that is the story that the Sunday Nation is taking. Being as a headline story, I think the Nation are setting agenda on Kenyan corruption. I think it's talking more of corruption. Now, if you look at their headline, interestingly, I want you to look at the stories on the down left corner. 4 petitions for the removal of IEBC 4. Now, 4 petitions have been presented to the National Assembly seeking the removal of 4 IEBC commissioners who disowned the August 10 presidential results, saying the final phase of vote verification was opaque. So that is Cherera, Masit, Wangaya, and the other. The other one is also on the court corridors. Court holds vetting of Ruto's PS nominees, and Treasury aligning budget to Ruto's budget cuts. Now, this Nation is actually covering all stories on government, what's happening in the executive bit of the National Assembly, and there's also a touch of the court, security shakeup as crime laws. So let's open and see what is other agendas. Carbon credits cash is changing pastoralists' lives. This is communities in Isiolo and Laikipia are earning millions of shillings by practicing planned grazing in their lands. Of course, it's one way to control, it's supporting their nomadic lifestyle. On page, this is page 5, I think, page 4. Raila Ruto mass troops for house political battle. This is the story touching on election of members to EALA. It's also on page number 3. and bit of some adverts here and there. Bill Gates, if you want to know about what Bill Gates is doing in the country, it's on 6 Saturday edition. And there is also a story of Tycoon 6 protection in tussle over prime land. That is a story that is putting the soft-spoken CS Kithure Kindiki on the spotlight again. And I want to look at another interesting one here. Counties bosses are yet to new medical equipment list. The equipment were leased. We'll try to look at that and see whether financially it's going to be viable. Tenderpreneurs, there is a Kenya Ports Authority international tender notice. Now, this one is my story of interest in the Sunday Nation. Kenyans to pay higher tariffs for water from 100 dams to the belt. I'll look at this story in our subsequent analysis. Now, this is the Water CS Alice Wahome saying that government is building dams through PPP, public-private sector arrangement. And what that means is someone is investing the money in the dams project. So because someone is investing his money there, that person will have to sell water at some higher price, I think for some specific period of time to recover the money. What is not here is like how long. So, except there was a proposal that Moi irrigation scheme, Kirinyaga, I think that was in Kirinyaga, they were paying 3,000 Kenyan shillings per hectare of land of irrigation, and according to the new arrangement, they may pay 15,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, check out for this, grab the Sunday Nation and look at it. I think in my subsequent analysis, I'll also look at it. Now, Ruto's biggest test after judge stops vetting. So the judge, this is the headline story, and it's saying the formation of President Ruto's government got a jolt after the court temporarily stopped vetting an appointment of 51 principal secretary nominees until a case filed by LSK challenging its composition on account of regional and gender imbalance is determined. Will the president respect the decision and delay forming government, or will he ignore the courts like his predecessor? Yeah, we wait to see. Some petitioners are arguing that the PS nominees fell short of gender balance and regional balance. I want to know really, is there a constitutional recommendation threshold that is capping regional balance as part of one of the aspects to be taken in those nominations? I'm really looking at that, waiting to see whether that is it. That is the headline story. The Standard is also covering Kome, the police boss. Japhet Kome meets police chiefs amidst challenges. These are just financial reports. So what else? Debunking the myth of being blacklisted by CRB for default. So everyone is in CRB if you've ever taken loan. That's it. Court to rule on status of children born of Kenyans refugees unions. Yes, and how politicians are forging certificates is also on the Standard. They are forging certificates for their own benefits. Cabinet gives nod for Hustler Fund rollout, and the proposals have been approved by the cabinet. So that's a bit of what is in the Standard. When we cover, sometimes in our political analysis, when we cover some of the stories, people just say we are only running our own narratives. Some of these narratives are in the newspaper, and from my understanding, from my analytical review of these two, is that the conversation is centered on what William Ruto is getting right and what he's getting wrong. And what exactly will be the test of time? The stopping of vetting nominees is bold, and also the plan to stop, to remove the IBC commissioners, the 4 IBC commissioners that did not support. So, guys, this is just a review of our newspapers, just to give you a sneak peek of what is in the papers. It's of course, for our diaspora audience, at least you have an idea of what our papers are also reporting, and for the people locally, if you didn't find an opportunity to maybe grab today's newspaper, that's a review of what's going on. So let's meet in our subsequent analysis. I hope you're going to have a good day. And yes, let's meet in the next. And every day we shall be doing just perusal of our newspaper, so that we also keep ourselves abreast with what is happening within our border.